Hi again, students. You probably noticed I have the same blouse on and my hair is the same and the lighting's the same. I'm going to read as many chapters as I can tonight. Not all of them, I don't think. But I'll probably leave also these videos up for a while. So if your parents don't want you on the computer a lot, that's fine. Just obey them, please. And you'll be able to see these or hear these chapters when it's convenient for them. Okay, we are on chapter 5, which is called Back to Nevergreen City. In our last chapter, our dragon, whom we found out his name was Boris, had figured out a way to get into a tunnel and talk to a couple of his family members. And he squeezed back out. He noticed there was a net. He decided it was time to go find his friend Elmer back in Nevergreen City. And take a look. Remember, way over here. This is further away than this is like, these are two lands. This is the Blue Land, and this is Popsicornia. Anyway, so he, at one point earlier in the story, he flew that way, but now he's flying back. And he's going to come down and find his good friend Elmer in Nevergreen City. All right. High over the desert flew the dragon. Oh, I wish these pictures were a little bit stronger, that you kids could see them a little better. There we go. The hot wind stifling him, the hot sun parching his throat. He strained his eyes to see each object on the sands to make sure it wasn't a man. At last he was over Spiky Mountain Range. Panting for air and water, he circled down fast and plunged through the trees to a mountain brook. He had seen no one on the desert. I'll rest here until dark, he thought, sticking his head right under the cool, gurgling water. Then he lay down in the brook on his stomach carefully. That's what he's doing there. That probably was wonderful to be in that nice, cool, clean water. He's keeping his gold-colored wings. Here, I'm just going to show. Looks like somebody else is going to spot him in a minute, and I wanted you kids to see. But I'm going to read like this. It's a little easier for me. As he dried off on a sunny rock, he listened for noises of men and dreamed of how he and Elmer would rescue his family. Once he heard children's voices, but a woman called them together, and they went off in the other direction. School picnic, he thought as he shook out his wings for the long, hard trip ahead. He wanted to reach Nevergreen City by morning without stopping. Up through the trees and over Seaweed City flew the dragon. Find Seaweed City on your map, kiddos. He saw lights popping on suddenly along streets, in houses, but he didn't hear a little boy scream, Mommy, come look at the dragon in the sky. Oh, so that is who we see here. It's not Mr. Wagon Wheel. It's a little boy, and he's telling his parents there's a dragon up there, and they probably don't believe him. The little boy's mother only said, Chester, I told you to stay in bed. So Chester was the only one to see the dragon, and nobody believed him until later when the dragon affair became famous. As I remember, Elmer said he lived right across the street from a park, thought the dragon as he hurried on. Yes, it was Evergreen Park, but what if I can't find him? The wind beat back his tears as he raced over Seaweed Bay, over Mr. Wagon Wheel's farm, and the zigzagging brook. Look on your maps, kiddos. He thought he could see the road as the moon slipped in and out among the clouds. He flew to the coast of Popsicornia and followed it southward. Remember, on maps, southward is downwards. Okay? North is up, south is down, east is over here on the right, and left over here is west. So we could, maybe we'll sing our song in a video sometime soon. Okay, he flew, oh wait, I already said that. Suddenly, he felt flooded in light. What had happened? The moon? No. He looked down and saw a beam of light leaping up from a ship off the coast. He violently zigzagged up and down to one side, then to the other, trying to get rid of the light. Men were shouting on the ship. Into the beam, out again. Flooded in light, out of the beam again he flew. He knew that the ship's searchlight had found him accidentally, but as it tried to follow his flight, he thought wildly, "How well can they see me? What do they think I am?" So here they are, the men on the ship. Doesn't really show the light they're beaming on to the dragon. But one of them's losing his pipe. Ugh. And there, of course, is the baby dragon, Boris, trying his best to stay out of sight. All right. Even though there's a picture there, kiddos, I'm gonna read from here. And then, as suddenly as the light had found him, it lost him. He sped on the comforting darkness, his heart pounding hard with fright. As dawn began to break into the sky, he saw Nevergreen City Harbor, the lighthouse, and in the center of the city, a large green shape. Evergreen Park, he thought with relief, and he quietly glided down among the trees. No one had been on the streets to see him. Okay, that is the end of chapter 5. See you on chapter 6, students.